Came up the block and everything that's fly. Started paying in the spot with everything that's fly. Walk alone in the cop shit, the boy I'm fly. Yeah, Mr. Butler.
Once again, I'm in lovely Miami. Oh man, when I'm here, I have to always do one thing first and foremost. When I rent a car, I gotta have the titties out. Now, I'm sorry, no censorship. I don't mean literal titties. I just mean taking the top off of the vehicle. You gotta show the seats, you gotta show the interior. You gotta ride clean in Miami. I got my car. The titties have appropriately been taken out, and we're driving. Man, I just love looking around Miami. The sights, the smells, just the whole essence, the saison, if you will, of the city. I can't help but just take a minute before I start my work week and during my work week to just kind of see everything. Gotta love Miami. Miami's always hot and beautiful. And we're driving down Ocean Drive. Now, this is the world famous Ocean Drive. A lot of you cats that are from the 80s like me understand Miami Vice, Crockett and Tubbs, and all of that good stuff. And if you even remember and go back to the 70s, to your man Scarface, Al Pacino, this is where a lot of the shootouts occurred in the movie. Well, this is it. This is the Strip. This is a place I've been coming to for many years. Once just dreaming that I could be out here more often, and then actually making that a reality via a fight game and other things I've been into. So life is good, we're enjoying every day of it, and like I tell everybody all the time, man, stop and smell the roses. Because there's a lot of beauty out here in life, man. Don't just be about getting that money, be about enjoying life while you're making money. You know, Miami is such a unique place, man. It just forces you to relax and take life in a little differently. You want to work out, you want to hit the beach, you want to see the waves, you want to drive around and feel like a person from Miami. I love it here. Ça passe. Once again, it's the man behind the curtain. I am the man behind the curtain, pretty Rhett Butler, as some of y'all know me. So we're at Casa Panza, weigh-in, S1 Challenge, the inaugural event. When you do the start of the first event, it's a little different, it's a little herky-jerky. However, I'm here, so it's gonna work out. Come follow me. Hi. S1 Challenge, founded in Miami. These guys are trying to bridge the gap between the combat sports industry to the Latin community. And what better place than Miami? So you'll see throughout this whole thing, there's Latin ring girls, the majority of the crowd is Latin, and even our weigh-ins were held in a Cuban-American restaurant. The weigh-in venue, the restaurant Casa Panza, it was actually a great space. Beyond the restaurant facade in the back was a performance space where, once again, I had to be your maestro to orchestrate and execute yet another weigh-in. I had to literally rework the room. Like, they had chairs and everything set up as if a Cuban-American performer was gonna perform for the crowd. So I had to make this more weigh-in suitable. That means creating stanchion and rope straight down the middle, so we have almost like a walkway. An entrance on the left side for the commission paperwork, for me and my team to do glove fittings, as well as for the fighters to sit and be held in one location. And then on the other side of the stanchion and rope, we put the fans, the family, and any others that don't have anything to do with the actual combat experience. So basically, this is the phase when, with a new promotion, where we're in that holding pattern of, we're waiting for fighters. We're waiting for the commission. We're waiting for the doc. We're waiting for everything. I'm here. They're here. We're all here. This weigh-in was rife with its own problems, from traffic in the historic 95 highway that delayed a couple fighters, to the promoter running around to get certain things done for the commission. When you deal with commissions, it's like having a brand new girlfriend. Luckily for S1 Challenge, I was there to help bridge that gap and be the ultimate boyfriend. Because yeah, they were late. Fighters, they were late. A lot were local, so it wasn't as big of a production, but they made it to make S1 Challenge possible. We went over schedule by many hours. We didn't finish till late evening, but the commission was happy. The fighters, although hungry, ironically, were not complaining at all. Were a pleasure to deal with. We got everybody's gloves fitted, and when it was time to get on the stage and knock it out, I got with the matchmaker, Ricardo, and he was able to set it up and get everybody up and out of there. And with all the fighters coming in excited for this inaugural event, and the fact that it was going to be tape delayed and shown later on some Spanish networks and all over Latin America, they couldn't be more excited to perform. With any fight, you have beautiful ring girls. And in this case, we had two beautiful Cuban-American ring girls. These ring girls were really cool. This was their first time out in the game. They listened really well, and they were really eager to kind of do what they needed to do to make the event look great. However, they have sticky fingers, and they like my gloves. You know, it's not every day you get a chance to have a whole bunch of boxing gloves around you. And when they saw them and picked them up, you know, they started trying to basically sneak them into their purse. Now, anybody who knows me, don't touch my stuff. Really? Really? I'm gonna tell you something, man. She's lucky she's cute. I don't even get down like that and everything, but I could have got one of my homegirls to go handle that, but whatever. She gotta work. I can't have no bruises on my show. I got you, man.
All right, so James doesn't, since he's the main event, he doesn't have to be there right away, dude.
He doesn't have to be there at the same time as the prelims, no. He has to be there at 7 with the mains.
Okay. I'll let him know.
All right, man, thank you. So basically what just happened was I got a call from the promoter, and she told me that one of the fighters, the main event, his manager was thinking that they can basically come in whenever they want to the arena. So we just had a nice, polite, diplomatic conversation because there's no need for controversy. But I had to let him know, you got to be there at 7 o'clock, dog, with the rest of the mains. You're not coming in whenever you want. We're not strolling in. And then obviously the police start getting copped. Oh yeah, I just landed, you know what I'm saying? I know. So, you know, it's a day in the life. This is what happens. We get random phone calls. We got to always check people, but it is what it is. It's the man behind the curtain life. I am the man behind the curtain. And this is Sobe, AKA South Beach. You already know what it does. That's what I do. I pull up into arenas, man, and run them, man. Welcome to the Bank United Center, University of Miami. S1 Challenge. We out here, baby. One! Back entrance, VIP status, hitting straight to the backstage. Normally with a job of this magnitude, you have assistants, you know, general people that can run around in the city and get certain things you need so that I can just stay on site. But sometimes you gotta roll your sleeves up, man. I have errands I have to run every fight morning. I have to create the signage for every single dressing room so that everyone walking around backstage knows who's this way and who's this way without going this way or going that way. The entire evening surrounds around organization, where something's at, timing. So if those signs aren't up, no one knows where to go. Who does that fall on? The man behind the curtain. So right now, yeah, I know I'm looking a little bummy, a little scruffy, but that's my method. I start off looking bummy, I put my signs up, then the magic happens, I turn into the magical pretty R that runs fights. Right now, we're keeping it real basic. We don't leave anything to guessing. You put your name where your ass is supposed to be. It's pretty rule number 1080. Put a label on that ass. Just had my great meeting with Ira Glass from Adversary Entertainment that's producing the event and running it through the broadcast truck. And he just showed me how to walk the guys to the ring and how to walk them back. All of these details are very important because as the fight goes on and the cameras are rolling, it's my job to make sure that that flow is maintained throughout the entire evening. Also, fighters need certain amenities. Hand wrapping gauze, hand wrapping tape. I have to assign cut men to do that. As those processes are going on, I'm constantly on headset, talking to the truck, getting my ETAs on when to start running guys to the actual ring, as well as making sure that by order of fights, from fight 1 to fight 7 in this case, people's hands are being wrapped. The commission signed off on the wraps to make sure there's no razors in there, liniment, oils, or anything that could blind somebody, because we talking about people beating the shit out of each other, right? Once they're ready to do battle, it's my job just to wait for the cue from the stage manager to bring them out the room, get them in that ring, and entertain those multitudes of people. It's a lot going on. I usually have a bigger staff, but once again, in Miami, I don't mind rolling up my sleeves. It's a better feel in this way anyway, because I get to interact with more people and enjoy all my Miami experience. And they get a chance to enjoy me and see what it's like behind the curtain. So it's fight night. We started. All the fighters are in the house. Nerves are at the utmost highest point of intensity. We had 7 fights for S1 Challenge. The first 6 were great, no issues. Everything was beautiful. The guys got in and out. Everybody was fully entertained. It was great. Last fight of the night, heavyweights. We had a couple issues. We had the world famous Valentin Overeem, older brother of Alistair Overeem there as the headliner. I've known Valentin for a while. I've known him since Strikeforce. So we have a good chemistry. When I first saw the fight gloves, I knew he wasn't gonna like them. I know Valentin, I know what he likes in terms of his hands and his arms. And it wasn't long that night until he finally let me know that, yeah, these gloves were not gonna work. Valentin decided to have one of his corners bring in a fresh pair of gloves from the gym. As long as the commission inspected it and was okay with it, as well as his opponent, then it was fine, and that did happen. Now, once we got to the ring and they actually started to do battle, an epic fight ensued. However, a faulty ring leads to a faulty fight. Watch the deck. As they started sliding across the ropes being faulty gave way, and the 2 guys flipped over backwards, literally hitting the ground with their heads. Valentin Overeem's opponent, James, he had a huge knot right here on his head. Valentin wasn't too shaken up, and they both were actually willing to fight again, and they did. However, once they started fighting again, literally the same thing happened. They started going back until they hit the turnbuckle, hit the rope collapsed again underneath them, and they fell on the floor for a second time. I was shitting a brick. I'm scared as hell. I was totally pissed, scared, everything. Anything you can imagine. It was a bunch of feelings balled up in one.
Call the fight. Call the fight, man. Them ropes, man.
At that point, I ran to the promoter. I said, we need to call the fight. This ring is no good. I ran to the commission. Once the promoter agreed, I said the same thing. The commission discussed it with the ref. The ref, after jumping around, inspecting the ring, inspecting the ropes again, realized the same thing. And we all came to the conclusion that this needed to be called a no contest. Unfortunately, this is the breaks, but big respect to Valentin Overeem and his opponent James for being willing to thug it out regardless, because man, you guys went in under the worst circumstances. We salute you.
Next time on The Man Behind the Curtain.
Atlantic City and myself have a very deep history. I've done a lot of fights here, and we're here for World Series of Fighting 2.
It's a wrap. Woo!
Subscribe to this channel now for more episodes of The Man Behind the Curtain.